So our thoracic limb, starting with the
Scapula,
humerus, radius, ulna, collectively, carpus, collectively, collectively, okay, or digits. Okay, now we need to know specifics about each of these. Okay, so what do we need to know about the thoracic limb in general?
The bones vary from emerald.
What are we missing in
Oh, the patella. No, that's in the back. No, that's the back.
clavicle? Okay, they have it, right? The cats have vestigial clavicles, but they're not actually connecting anything, right? So with us, our limbs aren't going to fall off because we have a collarbone, right, holding our limbs onto our body. The front limbs of the animals, they don't have a collarbone, so basically this is not attached to the body via any bones, right? This is attached because it's pinned there, but in all actuality, it's attached to the body via muscles, specifically which ones?
Brachiocephalicus.
All the extrinsic muscles, okay? The extrinsic muscles of the thoracic limb are the ones that are holding the thoracic limb to the body, okay? So now, with the scapula, what processes do we need to know? What is this big process? Spine. What's the little nubbin at the end? Part of the deltoid. We said we had a spinous portion and we had an acromion. Okay, so acromion is the little nubbin at the end of the spine. Then we have the concave structure,
The
glenoid cavity. Okay, so that is going to be the socket to the ball and socket joint of the shoulder. Okay. Yeah. Right. So here's the spine. Here's the acromion. This socket portion is known as the glenoid cavity. So it's forming the socket to the ball and socket joint of the shoulder joint. Okay. This joint is the shoulder joint. Right. What kind of joint is that? Ball and socket, specifically synovial. Okay, so it's a synovial joint, specifically a ball and socket synovial joint. What kind of movements does it allow for?
All types.
All of them. Okay. All right. Then we get to our humerus. Okay, so the orange sticker is on the
Head.
No, that greater
tubercle, which is the. I had Rommel out there and I said, feel for the point of the shoulder. So the point of the shoulder is the greater tubercle. Okay, that's a landmark for you. You need to know that. What is the portion that is articulating with the glenoid cavity of the scapula? The head. The head is articulating with the cavity, making up the ball and socket joint, right? So head of humerus, glenoid cavity of scapula makes up the shoulder joint. Greater tubercle, on the opposite side, on the medial aspect, is going to be the lesser tubercle. Okay, I'm probably not going to pin that because I don't care. Greater tubercle, I care. Point of the shoulder. It's a landmark. Okay, then we have our humerus. Okay, then we come down, and what are the processes on the distal aspect of the humerus? The condyles. Okay, they're going to be articulating with the radius and the ulna to form the... No. The condyles of the humerus are going to articulate with the radius and the ulna to form the elbow joint. Okay, what type of joint is the elbow joint?
A hinge.
A hinge. What is it capable of doing? Flexion and extension. A little bit of abduction, adduction. Okay? Okay, so then we have our condyles. Then on the points of the condyles, on the both medial and lateral, we have the little points. So the lateral aspect of this condyle, this is going to be known as the lateral blank condyle. Epicondyle. So the lateral epicondyle, medial epicondyle. Why are those important? What attaches there? What originates from there? All of your muscles, your extensors and your flexors, right? They were originating from the, so what muscles were originating from the lateral epicondyle of the humerus? ECLU. So your extensors of your forearm. Which ones were originating from the medial epicondyle of the humerus? Your flexors. Okay? All right. More specifically, with the condyles of the humerus, we had two names. We had the capitulum and the trochlea, right? So which side is the capitulum on? Lateral side. So it's going to articulate with the radius. The trochlea is going to be kind of on the middle because the trochlear groove, or the olecranon fossa, right, the back side of this humerus, that's where the olecranon, the anchineal process, is going to sit on the humerus. So the lateral side condyle is going to be the trochlea, the capitulum. The kind of center is going to be known as the trochlea, and that's articulating with the ulna. Go back through your notes. Okay, then we had our olecranon fossa, so that's going to be the big hole in the back of the humerus where the ulna is going to sit. So then we said our radius. What do we need to know about our radius? It's the weight-bearing bone of the foreleg. Okay, what's the top portion of this? What process is this? What process of the radius is this? What?
I'll go to the head.
The head. Head of the radius. Okay, we come down to the bottom, and we have the styloid process. Okay. On the ulna, again, styloid process, distal aspect. So what is the point of the elbow known as? Olecranon. Okay. Now, if we had the olecranon out, the olecranon has this weird shape that has a point and a kind of semi-lunar shape, right? So what's the point? The beak. Okay, so olecranon, this point here is known as the anchineal process. Okay, trochlear notch, this point, medial coronoid process. Boy. Okay, ulna, styloid process. Okay, it's going to articulate with the carpus. Okay, so now with the carpus, we have two rows, a proximal and a distal row, right? So in our proximal row, we have how many bones?
Two. I think that four.
Four. Okay, so starting from the most medial aspect, how are they named? Radial, intermediate, and ulnar. Okay, this one is kind of weird. This one looks like it only has radial and ulnar, and then the little one that's sticking out from the back, accessory. Okay, our distal row is made up of how many? Four. Starting from the most medial aspect, number 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So medial is 1, lateral is 4. Okay. Then our what area? Metacarpals. Metacarpus. Okay. So our metacarpals are numbered
2 through 5
on the front. 1 through 5. Okay. Starting where? Medial. So the first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we have our phalanges. How many phalanges in most digits? 3. So 2 through 5 have 3 phalanges making up each digit. So it's P1, P2, P3, proximal, middle, distal, however you want to call it, I don't care, of digit 2, P1, P2, P3, digit 3, and so forth. What is special about basically this area, digit 1? It's missing the middle phalange of that digit, right? So we have our metacarpal, then we have P1, and we have P3. So there is no middle phalange on the, specifically, what is this called? Dewclaw. Okay, not all animals have their front leg dewclaws, right? So most of them get them removed. Okay,